Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Nicole Frolick of Inflexible Me, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the solar eclipse that's coming up on July 2nd. We have this eclipse in Cancer, a fourth house, which means this eclipse is going to be affecting us in the areas of our relationships, our home, our parent relationship, but also it's going to affect our dreams and aspirations in the sense of what really sings to our heart, really what gets us motivated and full of joy. And this solar eclipse is going to be challenging that for us. So if you have been feeling the lead up through June up until this coming Tuesday, then you may have been feeling or questioning certain relationships. They can be intimate relationships. Is this really giving me what I actually want? Is this actually fulfilling my heart's desires? This may also call into question some of your friendships, some of your family relationships. If something's really not feeling in alignment with you and your highest joy, it may be time to review it. So the solar eclipse is really kind of powering that for us to take a look at. But what also is happening during the solar eclipse is that we have Saturn retrograde. And when Saturn is retrograde, it causes us to look into the past. And right now, this solar eclipse is specifically asking us, what do we need to let go of that was in our past that is no longer necessary to bring into our current future? When you think about what you really want, what you really aspire to be, what you aspire your life to become, if there are things that are still lingering, whether it's old relationship patterns, perhaps it's ways that you're living your life, things perhaps pertaining to your home environment that need to be changed, that are no longer serving you, that remind you of your past, these things are getting called to question because it's really time to let go of it. And if you've been feeling this really heavy energy of needing to let go, needing to kind of slough off some old stuff, it's because of this solar eclipse, and it's because Saturn is retrograde. So not only are you being asked to look at your past in this lifetime, but you're going to notice that you have been repeating a cycle over the last 6 months or so since our last solar eclipse. You have been repeating a cycle from past lives that needs to be healed. It's time to let go. It's time to close out this cycle and move forward into a new one, a one that is going to be prosperous and abundant in your heart center. And so if you are someone who's aware of past life experiences that you know are playing out in this current lifetime, you're going to be feeling that quite heavily right now. If you are not aware of it, you can still look into what your current life has been in your past of this lifetime. For me personally, I know that I've been literally living out an exact cycle, just in different parameters, obviously different environments and things like that, but living out a very similar cycle that has repeated itself over in lifetimes. And it's time to really close it out. And I'm being asked to let go. One of the things that's come up for me is I've been asked to surrender, to really move into the newness of the cycle that's presenting itself as the new opportunities, because it really sings to my heart's joy. And so if you feel like you're just tired, you really want to let go of what this heaviness is, you feel like it's holding you back, you feel like it's just not letting you move forward and you're just done with it, then you are really in alignment with what's going on in this solar eclipse right now. So pay attention to what you're really being asked to move away from, what it's time to surrender to. Sometimes, I know this has actually come up, I've had a few of you guys email me about this. You're really feeling the energies. You're really feeling like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this cycle. I just want to move on already. And sometimes one of the easiest ways that you can do that is through surrender. So when I talk about surrender, it means stop resisting or trying to fight what's happening. Instead, allow yourself to emotionally move right into it. So this is important because we are in the solar eclipse of Cancer, and Cancer is all about our emotions. Okay, it's a very water sign. Being able to move into those emotions and observe them, feel them, let them come up, and really see the beautiful teacher in these emotions for you. Saying having gratitude will allow you to 0 point the energy and make a quantum shift out of this cycle and into a new cycle. So this is really about, in some cases, some of you are being called to make a quantum shift, a quantum leap into a new timeline of cycles that's now, you're now readying yourself to finally have the dreams that you've been aspiring to, finally have um, the purpose that you've been searching for, where everything comes together. Perhaps it's a relationship, perhaps it's a home, anything to do with this kind of realm in the fourth house. This is what it's all pertaining to. So my lovely souls out there, thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. I thank you so much, and I hope the solar eclipse is good to you. Please keep in mind that it's also important to be gentle with self during these times, especially when we're in a watery place like Cancer. It is the baby of the water signs, so a little extra tender care is always good. And I'm going to be putting out my July energy reading, and then I will do a lunar eclipse follow-up. This solar eclipse should feel a little lighter than the lunar eclipse coming up. So keep that in mind. This should bring out a little bit more joy, a little bit more lightheartedness. The lunar eclipse, I have a feeling, is going to be a little bit heavier. All right, everyone, if you need any more information about me, you can head over to my website. There is a newsletter there that you can sign up to get updates from me and stay in the know. I also have a podcast called Enlighten Up that comes out every Thursday. And if you guys want to check out any of my other services, all that information is in the description below. I love you all. Have a wonderful solar eclipse, and I will be back with you guys all very soon.